4th night below St. Louis, they had a big storm after midnight, with the power of thunder and lightning, and the rain poured down in a solid sheet. They stayed in the wigwam and let the raft take care of itself. When the lightning glared out, they could see a big straight river ahead and high rocky bluffs on both sides.
Hello, Jim, looky yonder!
What?
It was a steamboat that had killed herself on a rock. They were drifting straight down for her. The lightning showed her very distinct. She was leaning over, with part of her upper deck above water, and you could see everything when the flashes came. Well, it being away in the night and stormy, and also mysterious-like, Huck felt just the way any other boy would feel when they see the wreck laying there so mournful and lonesome in the middle of the river. Huck wanted to get aboard of her and slink around a little and see what there was there.
He's laying on her, Jim.
I won't get no fool around no more. We don't play as well, and I just want to let play well alone.
Watch me and your grandmother. There ain't nothing to watch but the Texas and the pilot house. And do you reckon anybody's going to risk his life for a Texas and a pilot house such a night as this, when it's likely to break up and wash down the river any minute? And besides, we might borrow something worth having out of the captain's staterooms. Cigars, I bet you, and cost 5 cents a piece, solid cash. Steamboat captains is always rich and get $60 a month, and they don't care a cent what a thing costs, long as they want it. Stick a candle in your pocket. I can't rest, Jim, till we give her a rummaging. Do you reckon Tom Sawyer would ever go buy this thing? Not for pie, he wouldn't. He'd call it an adventure. That's what he'd call it. And he'd land on that wreck if it was his last act. And wouldn't he throw style into it? Wouldn't he spread himself nor nothing? Why, you'd think it was Christopher Columbus discovering Kingdom Come. I wish Tom Sawyer was here.
We mustn't talk no more than we can help. And when we do talk, we must talk mighty low.
The lightning showed them the wreck again just in time, and they fetched the starboard derrick and made fast there. The deck was high out here. They went sneaking down the slope of it to the larboard, in the dark, towards the Texas, feeling their way slow with their feet and spreading their hands out to fend off the guys, for it was so dark they couldn't see no sign of them. Pretty soon they struck the forward end of the skylight and clumb onto it, and the next step fetched them in front of the captain's door, which was open, and by a jiminy, all away down through the Texas hall, they see a light, and all in the same second they seemed to hear low voices in yonder.
I'm feeling mighty sick. Oh, please don't, boys. I swear I won't ever tell.
It's a lie, Jim Turner. You've always acted this way before. You always want more in your share, and you always get it, because if you don't, you swore you'd tell. You're the meanest, treacherous hound in this country.
By this time, Jim was gone for the raft. Huck was just a billing with curiosity, and he says to himself,
Tom Sawyer went back out.
So Huck dropped on his hands and knees in the little passage and crept aft in the dark till there weren't but one stateroom betwixt him and the cross hull of the Texas. Then and there Huck see a man stretched on the floor, tied hand and foot, and 2 men standing over him. And one of them had a dim lantern in his hand, and the other one had a pistol. This one kept pointing the pistol at the man's head on the floor.
I'd like to, and I ordered to a mean skunk.
Oh, please don't, Bill. I promise I won't ever tell.
Indeed you ain't. You never said nothing truer than that. You bet you. Hear him begging. We hadn't got the best of him. He tied him and he killed us both. And what for? Just for nothing. Just because we stood on our rights. That's what's for. But I lay you ain't going to threaten nobody anymore, Jim Turner. Put up that pistol, Bill.
I don't want to, Jake Packard. I'm for killing him. Didn't he kill old Hatfield just the same way? Don't he deserve it?
But I don't want him killed, and I've got my reasons for it.
Bless your heart, Jake Packard. I'll never forget you as long as I live.
Here, come in here.
Huck was glad he didn't drink whiskey, but it wouldn't have made much difference anyway, because most of the time they couldn't treat him because he didn't breathe. He was too scared, and besides, a body couldn't breathe and hear such talk. They talked low and earnest. Bill wanted to kill Turner.
He said he'll tell, and he will. If we were to give him both our shares now, it won't make no difference after the row. And the way we've served him, sure as you're born, he'll turn state evidence. Now you hear me. I'm putting him out of his troubles.
So am I.
blame it. I sort of begun to think you wasn't. Well then, that's right. Let's go and do it.
Hold on a minute. I ain't had said it yet. You listen to me. Shooting's good, but there's quite a ways if things got to be done. But what I say is this. It ain't good sense to go courting around after halting it. If you can get at what you're going in some way, that's just it. Good at the same time. Don't bring you into no risks. Ain't that so?
You bet it is, but how you gonna manage it this time?
Well, my idea is this. We'll rustle around, gather up all whatever's picking. We'll overlook in the stateroom, shove it in the shrew, and hide it in the truck. Then we'll wait. Now I say ain't gonna be no more 2 hours before this wreck breaks up and washes us down the river. See? He'll be drowned and we'll have nobody to blame it for but its own self. I reckon that's considerable sight better than killed himself. An unfavorable killing as long as a man can go around it. I ain't good in no sense, it ain't good in no morals. Am I right?
Yes, you are. But reckon she don't break up.
And we can wait the 2 hours anyway now, can't we?
All right, come along.
So they started and Huck lit out, all in a cold sweat, and scrambled forward. It was dark as pitch there, but Huck said in a kind of coarse whisper,
Jim! Jim! Quick, Jim, it ain't no time for fooling around and moaning. There's a gang of murderers in yonder. And if we don't hunt up their boat and set her drifting down the river so these fellows can't get away from the wreck, there's one of them going to be in a bad fix. But if we find their boat, we can put all of them in a bad fix, for the sheriff will get them. Quick, hurry, I'll hunt the larboard side, you hunt the starboard side. You start in the raft, and...
Oh my lordy, Ref? There ain't no Ref no more. She done broke loose and gone.
well, Huck catched his breath and most fainted.
Shut up on a wreck with such a gang as that? But it weren't no time to be sentimentary. We gotta find that boat now and had to have it for ourselves.
So they went a-quaking and shaking down the starboard side, and slow work it was too. Seemed a week before they got to the stern. No sign of a boat. Jim said he didn't believe he could go any further.
I don't think I can go any further. I have hardly any strength left.
Come on, if we get left on this boat, we're in a fix for sure.
They struck for the stern of the Texas and found it, then scrambled along forwards on the skylight, hanging on from shutter to shutter, for the edge of the skylight was in the water. When they got pretty close to the cross hall door, there was the skiff, sure enough. They could barely see her. They felt ever so thankful. In another second, they would have been aboard her, but just then the door opened. One of the men stuck his head out only about a couple feet away from Huck, and Huck thought, I was gone, but he jerked it again and says,
Heave that blame lantern out of sight, Bill! All right, shove off?
Hold on, did you go through him yet?
No, didn't you?
No! So he's got his share of the cash yet?
Well, then come along. No use to take truck and leave money.
So won't he know what we're suspicion up to?
Maybe he won't, but we gotta have it anyways. Come along.
So they got out and went in. The door slammed to because it was on the careened side, and in a half second, Huck was in the boat, and Jim come tumbling after him. Huck went out with his knife and cut the rope, and away they went.